All right, Tony, let's get this all hooked up. We got, first of all, your amp. Now, this amp's got some really cool things in it. One thing is that you can take this USB connector, which looks like a regular USB connector, and I'm going to download a program for you here that's free from Peavey. And in the program, you've got all the different pedals and configurations and a few different amps. And these are all the amps that are modeled inside your amplifier. So this will control your amplifier. And here you can see, you can choose the delay or what. Oh, I missed that. Anyway, so that's a really, really cool thing. So that's what the USB connector is for, is to control the sounds in the amp. Now, I haven't looked to see if there's like a foot pedal kind of thing there. Let me look right now. There might be one in the back. And then that way you use the foot pedal to scroll through the different sounds. So when you're in a chorus or you're in a verse, you switch it around. Of course, that's a little bit down the line, but it's still fun now. It's because you're doing the songs, and when you switch to the lead, you want to stomp on the pedal and switch to the lead. So anyway, now the other thing is, the other thing here is that right here next to the USB is a headphone out, which I'm presuming is in stereo. I'm not sure yet. But anyway, that headphone output is going to be the way that you plug into your computer. And you're going to do that via your audio interface. Now, I've made a list of the cables that you'll need. I think the amp is just a regular USB cable. So if you have a USB cable now, you'll need that. If you don't, and then we got a mini stereo that's coming from the headphone out, which is to 2 1/4-inch mono cables, and that's to go from your Peavey headphone to the audio interface. So you're going to plug the stereo mini cable into the headphone out on your Peavey, and then that's going to, first of all, stop your speaker from working, which is kind of cool because now you're controlling the sound much better, and you won't blast anybody out if you want to play in the middle of the night or whatever. And so the other end of that is going to be 1/4-inch cables that will go into the interface, and let's get the interface up here. Okay, so from the mini out again, the headphone out, your cables will end up in here in this audio interface. Now, fortunately, it's only $30 and it's really extremely high quality. It's even got a little mic preamp in here, so you can plug an actual low impedance microphone in here if you want, but you can see right in the middle there, you also have a line signal to plug your instrument in as well. Now, the reason why we need the line signal as well as the mic signal on here is because we want to plug the stereo out of the amp in here. Line 1 will be left, line 2 will be right, and those stereo that stereo sound will go through to your computer recording. And over here on the right, we have a really great headphone out, and we'll give you the choices on some good headphones. And that's really about it. This will interface into your computer and get everything into your program that you're using, and which we'll go to next. I'm going to download this program, which we call Reaper, or they call Reaper, and it's really cool. So I'll download it for you. At any rate, this one is super cool, and I put a lot of neat effects in there, or I will put on yours as well, and one of those neat effects is this guitar rig. Now I'm not going to demonstrate like I was planning to because you're coming by tomorrow morning. And the other thing is that we really need to kind of get our whole thing set up so that you're actually in the digital domain all the way. And so here in Guitar Rig we have a similar thing to what's in your amp program that we just went over, except that in this case it's after the fact. So after you've recorded, you can go ahead and change the sounds. I'm going to show you how that goes. Now it's only going to come through the speakers here, so the sound's not going to be really great, but just to show you how it works really quick. So I'm going to change the sound. Okay, so I'm going to go into effects here, and in the effects here we have Guitar Rig, which I'll download for you. And what this is a whole bunch of, again, simulators and effects, just like what's inside your amp. But these are, done sort of after the fact. So there's all kinds of stuff in here. I'm going to just click arpeggio delays. Let's get this whole rack here, and then we'll just see what that does to the recording. And here we go. See, it's still, the echo's still going. So there's tons and tons of things in there. You can make it. Here's oh, this is Carlos Santana in Europe. So let's get that sound. That sounds like it's going to be pretty loud. There we go. I'm going to bring the volume down, and here we go. So anyway, that's the rig. It's very, very cool. Okay, so that's how we get the sound into the computer. From your amp into your audio interface. From there, with the USB-A cable that comes with it, into your computer. So now we have to take the sound from the computer and send it somewhere. So we're going to go back to the audio interface, and we'll go around to the other side, wherever the heck it is. Here it is. And I have this cable listed too, so don't worry. We're going to take these outputs, and those will go into your speaker. Again, this USB cable that goes into your computer, that's already in the case that it comes with for your convenience. And then that, I recommend getting my speakers, because my speakers are half price right now. This is at Guitar Center too. So I love these speakers. One of the things I really love about them is that I don't get in any trouble because I can roll off the bass, and they're only 3-inch speakers, so there's not a whole lot of bass, but there's enough to really enjoy the bass and have it bounce around the room. And for $50 you can't go wrong. Now they do have other ones that are, if you want a bigger but these are, sufficient, as you could tell in the sessions. So these are very nice. The other ones they have here, like this is a 5-inch, and that's actually a real studio monitor, or more of a real studio monitor. Although I do a lot of professional studio work on this, I just have to be a little careful with the mid-low end. But that's for master mixing. So for $50, I mean, you really can't go wrong. So that's what I'm recommending. Again, unless you want to have a heavier sound, you can get the 5-inch, and you'll get more bass out of it. But as you heard, the bass is not bad. Oh yeah, the PayPal. This is the other thing. Yeah. So what happened is when I talked to PayPal, they charged both of us because your account is linked with a credit card rather than a bank account. So this means if you needed to send some money to anyone around the world of your family, or needed to make a payment or something like that, every time or at least that every time you send money, then they're going to charge you because of that. So it's very easy to link a bank account to it, and I'll show you how to do it tomorrow, and it'll just go right into where your bank is. And you know, I'd like to do it tomorrow if you don't mind, and it's absolutely no extra money whatsoever. I'd like to switch you over to the 15th and get your payments in the middle of the month, because I have all my students on the 1st. And tomorrow I'd like to straighten everything out. You know, get your computer with the guitar and get get it hooked up with the amp, get everything just set up and right for you, and including your tuition thing. So if we could do your tuition on the 15th, and that way you make a payment tomorrow, but it's only $100, and then you don't make another payment for another month. And like I say, it's the same exact amount of money, but we can just straighten this out and get this right then and there. If you can stay a little bit later too, I'd like to, you know, get Reaper on your computer, and a couple of other things after the lesson, if you could do that. And I just now downloaded the program for the PV, so we can sit there and start choosing the different sounds we want. And I can't make it actually work here now because we have to plug the amp in there to do it. So so anyway, I'm really looking forward to tomorrow, and definitely bring your computer, and like I said, if you have your bank account, bring that, and we'll put that on here. And if you could make a half payment and get you over to the middle of the month. I know it's been a real pain in the butt with this tuition situation and the scheduling and all, but we'll get that out of the way hopefully tomorrow. And it would mean a lot to me to have at least one student paying in the middle of the month. But lots of good stuff coming up. I just can't wait to hook this thing up and get you actually recording, and then very soon videotaping yourself as well, so you can see what you're doing there and everything. All right, see you tomorrow. Thank you very much, buddy. Bye-bye.